One of the biggest issues in the cannabis industry is the Sativa versus Indica debate. The vast majority of people believe Indica products produce a full-body sedative high, and that Sativa label products cause an energizing head high. While this can sometimes be the case, research has shown that these labels lack genetic consistency and reliability. This has led to a new trend of people who think that Indica and Sativa are irrelevant. While these terms are typically misused because they do not indicate how a product will make somebody feel, the terms Indica and Sativa give us insight into the scientists who named them, their morphological or physical characteristics, and the location of their discovery. Stop and ask yourself a few questions. Who came up with Indica and Sativa? Where were these discoveries made? When were these terms made official? Why were these terms used? And what were they intended to describe? Taxonomy is the classification system for the natural world to standardize the naming of species and order them according to their characteristics and relationships with one another. In simple terms, Sativa means cultivated. In 1753, famous botanist Carl Linnaeus, the father of taxonomy, labeled Cannabis sativa as a tall, skinny tree with large internodal spacing, cultivated in Europe, primarily used for its fibers. The term indica denotes Indian origins, named by evolutionary biologist John Baptiste Lamarck in India in 1785, not long after Carl Linnaeus. John Baptiste Lamarck was given wild cannabis that was physically different from what Carl Linnaeus had described based on the location, stem firmness, bark thickness, shape of the leaves, flowers, and a few other physical characteristics. These plants in India had different purposes as they were used for spiritual and healing properties when they were consumed, much different than the sativa labeled by Linnaeus. John Baptiste Lamarck believed that he discovered a second species of cannabis that he labeled indica. No, these terms are not useful when predicting the effects of human consumption. That's a very human desire-focused idea. However, when it comes to the taxa and cannabis evolution, it is imperative that we acknowledge the findings of Linnaeus and Lamarck. Not only because both were huge contributors to the work of botany and evolutionary biology, but also because at the time, these were the best classification systems available. Teaching consumers the difference between terpenes, effects, and flavors will give them a much better understanding of what it is they're purchasing. Just because you find the same strain twice doesn't mean the cannabinoid profiles will match. Even from clone to clone, you will find varying profiles. A fun test you can do yourself is to buy the same strain from multiple different brands. Try them out, and you'll see the difference in effects, looks, and taste will be pretty apparent. And oftentimes, you'd never imagine that it's the same strain.